From the mountains to the metro area, snow and rain on the way, and our team of meteorologists are tracking all of it for you.
It is absolutely tragic, and unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me.
Another case of domestic violence in Denver overnight. One organization wants you to know help is out there.
We are here. Our 24-hour crisis and information hotline is available.
The Avs are gearing up to start their season tomorrow night, but they'll do it without their head coach and their star forward. While the Broncos, well, they're getting ready to face a team without a head coach as well. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now. Here we go, Colorado. We've got weather depending on where you live. You may be seeing wind. You may see rain, even some snow if you look out the window today.
Our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, caught some flakes flying around. Aren't those pretty near Keystone? We still don't know much about the race to open, but no doubt the ski resorts are getting ready and pretty stoked.
Of course, our Corey Reppenhagen is excited to be out in the elements. He's driving around the weather this afternoon, and there he is on 70 East heading for Denver. At least that's what the sign said.
You're good with that. I could have read that.
He's in the weather Titan.
Harlan.
He's over there by Wadsworth and I-70 up north, heading eastbound, it looks like. Anyway, he's having a good old time in the weather Titan. We're going to keep an eye on the weather throughout the afternoon for you and let you know what's going on where you live and what's coming your way. Kathy Sabin, of course, is tracking all of it. She joins us now with what's going to be a busy stretch for you.
That's right. I'm back here with Danielle Grant, and we are both looking at this weather map going, hey, it's like fire and ice. We've got a tornado watch, a high wind warning, a red flag warning, all of this crazy weather on the eastern plains. And up in the high country, it's wind, it's snow, and difficult travel. So let's start with Denver. Outside, it's cloudy, it's cool. We're waiting on the rain here. The wind has been a bit ferocious out on the eastern plains, but hasn't translated to downtown as of yet. We get these little snow squalls coming across the Continental Divide where temperatures are in the 30s. DIA has dropped to 49, and you can see those winds coming in this time out of the south and southwest, but then northwest aloft, and this is just a pretty storm. If you look at it from the radar and satellite composite, it is a big fall storm spinning over Colorado. The counterclockwise flow is setting off a line of tornadic thunderstorms east around Omaha, Wichita, Oklahoma City, and we have the threat of severe, dangerous, damaging thunderstorms today with tornadoes, a possibility just outside our state's border in Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. That's that yellow polygon that you're seeing there. The purple are all advisories for wind. In the high country, it's all about the snow. And in Denver, we're waiting on the rain. Don't know that it's going to get quite cold enough for snow here, but it's certainly something to watch as we're seeing that snow line wobble just a bit. Some decent showers east of Lyman, Akron, and Agate. And up in the high country, well, here you go. As a matter of fact, we'll kind of take a look at some of the rain and snow totals that we're projecting coming up here in our next segment. But we've got the rain and snow coming into northern Colorado. It's all snow for the northern mountains, all rain for Denver. But some of the models suggest around 9 or 10 that we may see just some brief snow showers east of DIA, eastern Adams and Arapahoe County between 9-10 o'clock tonight. All of that moisture lifts to the north and east. We get a clear night, a cold night, and we're coming into probably what will be our first freeze over the next couple of days with temperatures falling into the 20s. So there is a lot to cover in our main weather segment in just a minute. So whatever you're interested in, wind, red flag warnings, severe weather, winter storm warnings, you let me know, and we're going to talk about that.
You need your own show, but
yeah,
we'll squeeze you in here. All right. Thanks, Kathy.
All right.
We're learning more about a domestic situation in Denver. It left one person dead and 3 others in critical condition. It happened just before midnight on the southeast side.
9 News reporter Darius Johnson has more on the case, plus the resources available to those experiencing domestic violence and abuse.
Survivor, an 8-letter noun for those who overcome.
Survivors of domestic violence actually have privilege with us.
Privilege with advocates like Abby Hansen at Safe House Denver. Her job is to guide and support victims of domestic abuse. Since the start of COVID, they're finding more survivors.
The kinds of assaults that are being reported to the Denver Police Department are particularly egregious.
Denver police responded to 11 domestic-related murders from the beginning of the year until September 30th.
It is absolutely tragic, and unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me.
The most recent violence occurred Monday night in southeast Denver. Police say a man shot a teenage girl and a man before taking his own life. Police say the teenage girl is the victim. During the incident, the suspect dropped a baby who is now in critical condition.
Anytime there is domestic abuse, there is the potential for a homicide. It is a potentially lethal situation every single time. This is a serious issue. And so supporting survivors in their attempts to gain access to safety, physical safety, and emotional safety is always super important.
Hansen says it often takes several times for victims to leave an abuser. Victims often avoid police and attorneys. That's where Safe House Denver comes in to help victims become survivors.
I encourage, like I said, survivors, family members, community members, faith-based community members, please reach out if you are thinking that a family or an individual is struggling.
I'm Darius Johnson, 9 News.
Safe House Denver not only provides a listening ear, but safe and confidential shelter for those trying to escape. If you or someone you know needs assistance, call the number on the screen, 303-318-9989, and that is both for men and women experiencing domestic violence and abuse. An update today on the case of Gabby Petito. The Teton County coroner announced today the 22-year-old was strangled, causing her death, and that's how the coroner ruled the case a homicide. The autopsy estimates that Petito was killed 3 to 4 weeks before her body was found, and that was on September 30th. Law enforcement officials are still searching for her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who is considered a person of interest in her death.
The Biden administration is getting pushback today on the president's vaccine or test mandate from Texas, where Governor Greg Abbott signed an executive order today banning anyone in that state from requiring COVID vaccines for employees or for customers. In a statement, the governor said in part, the COVID-19 vaccine is safe, effective, and our best defense against the virus, but should remain voluntary and never forced. This comes amid increasing debate regarding booster shots for the fully vaccinated. In federal safety panel meetings coming up this Thursday and Friday, the FDA could begin to clear the way for the first Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters. Nearly 8 million at-risk people across the U.S. have already received those third shots from Pfizer, and many experts anticipate similar limited approvals for the other vaccines.
We've heard plenty of school districts explain their protocols for kids quarantined from COVID. But what about students battling a cold or the flu or even a cough? Jaleesa Irizarry introduces us to an Erie High School parent hoping to make a change.
Like a stoplight, how students have been taught the last couple of school years has constantly changed. But no matter the direction education has gone, for Shauna Green,
correct,
one thing is clear.
If we're going to be really respecting everybody and this virus that is going around, something has to happen so the kids can continue having education.
Green's son is a student at Erie High School. Last Monday, he was sent home with a cough, so Green asked about virtual learning for students not quarantining from COVID.
The teachers let us know that he was not needed on WebEx, that he just needed to do his assignments that were assigned for homework, and that he was actually not allowed to be on WebEx because he wasn't quarantined.
St. Vrain Valley Schools policy is that virtual learning would be available to students who have been quarantined, but not for every instance that a student needs to miss school. In an emailed statement to 9 News, they said allowing any kid to virtually learn whenever they needed to miss a class would require the district to go back to a hybrid learning model, requiring teachers to balance in-person and virtual teaching full-time. They say they allow quarantined students to virtually learn because they're usually out of the classroom for an extended period of time. To that, Green says, why not have others help if they can?
If they're asking for parents to come in and substitute, why not ask a parent to volunteer to come in and videotape? And the teachers, they've been so overworked. They don't want to make them feel more pressure. I get that. So call in the community. It's time to.
Green hopes the district changes direction and finds a way to give virtual learning for all sick kids this flu season the green light. Jaleesa Irizarry, 9 News.
When we asked St. Vrain Valley Schools if they plan to change the virtual learning policy, they said any student that misses school because they're sick will have an excused absence and will be able to access their homework on their iPads.
A lot of sports to talk about. The Colorado Avalanche open up the regular season tomorrow night. The Chicago Blackhawks in town. The Avs are going to do it, though, without their best player. Nathan McKinnon has tested positive for COVID-19. The Avs general manager Joe Sakic made that announcement today and also said the Avs are actually fully 100% vaccinated as a team. Right now, McKinnon is said to be asymptomatic. Sakic is hopeful he'll be cleared in time for the Avs' next game. That's Saturday against the Blues. The Avs will also be opening the season without their head coach tomorrow night. Jared Bednar tested positive last week. He missed the team's final 2 preseason games. Sakic, though, said he expects Bednar back behind the bench, hopefully for Game 2. That's Saturday night against the Blues. As the Broncos get ready for the Las Vegas Raiders coming to town, the Raiders are in the middle of major turmoil. As you almost certainly have heard by now, their head coach John Gruden resigned last night. This after a series of offensive emails were leaked in reports from the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. The emails included racist, misogynistic, and homophobic language directed at many, including Commissioner Roger Goodell and a variety of others in the NFL. As for this weekend's game here in Denver, special teams and assistant head coach Rich Bisaccia will take over as the Raiders head coach on an interim basis. That's just 2 weeks ago, the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame inducted its newest class. That ceremony was delayed, like many, by COVID. So now just this afternoon, the newest class was announced, chosen by the selection committee, and Ed McCaffrey headlines the 6 new members who will be inducted on May 4th of next year. Christian's dad, as he's now known, won 3 Super Bowls as a player, 2 here in Denver. Of course, he's now the head coach up at UNC in Greeley. Also going in for enshrinement, longtime U.S. women's national basketball team director Carol Callan from Boulder, prep stars Chuck Williams and Darnell McDonald, Roger Kinney, who helped bring the Final Four and MLB to Denver, and boxer DeVarrell Williamson. It is another great cast.
Wow, from all these different sports, and they're all connected to Colorado.
Yep, and we'll see them all May 4th of next year for the induction ceremony.
That'll be good.